Hi, Rahshal with Lady Fermenter. Today we're going to be brewing a Dortmunder, and we're going to be testing out that new IPA malt from Gambrinus. So today we're going to be brewing a Dortmunder, and if you're wondering why we are using an IPA malt, it's because the creators or designers of this IPA malt, BSG, RAR, Gambrinus, did a podcast with Craft Beer and Brewing, and they said it would make a good Dortmunder. So today we're going to test it out so you don't have to. Now, a Dortmunder, what is it? It's actually, according to the BJCP, it's 5C, and it's known, they call it a Helles Exportbier, but it's also known as a Dortmunder, Dortmunder Export, and if you're in Germany, it's just known as an export. And in some areas, they just refer to it as a Dort. So what is it exactly? It's basically in between a Helles Lager and a German Pils. So more malty, more bitter than a Munich Helles, but not as crisp and sharp as a German Pilsner. So today we're going to test it out. Now, our time together is going to look like this. We're going to give a brief overview of the brew day. We're going to share the recipe, of course, process and procedures, so our times and temps. We'll show you what we're going to use for yeast, and then, of course, we'll do a testing and see how it turned out. Let's get started. Now, for this Dortmunder, I'm not going to add any character malts. I'm just going to use 100% IPA malt so that we really get a good test and see if this malt can actually make a Dortmunder. So for this 6.5 gallon or 24.60 liter of beer, I'm going to be using 12 pounds of IPA malt, which is equal to 5.4 kilograms. We are going to mash in at 149 degrees Fahrenheit or 60 C for 60 minutes. Mash out will be 167 Fahrenheit or 75 C. That'll be for 10 minutes, and then for this one we're going to do a 60-minute boil. Sorry I forgot to film the hop additions, but we had 7 grams of German Magnum and 7 grams of German Northern Brewer at 60 minutes, and then 14 grams of German Perle at 30 minutes. All right, time for the tasting. So it's malty and it's hoppy, and I would say a little bit hoppier than a Helles would be. I think it should be hoppier, but there's what it looks like. The cool thing, I'm really not that familiar with this beer. In fact, I don't think I've ever had one. But the cool thing about the BJCP is at the bottom, they will list commercial examples. So if you're entering competitions and you're trying to get a beer that's close to that style, or if you're trying to just learn about the beers, they do list commercial examples of each one. So typically this beer is made with a pilsner, so it's a little bit darker, but not much. And this is the DAB Dortmunder. This one is more bitter, but I would say the maltiness is about the same level. And I get the same kind of herbally hop in both beers. But this one is a little bit more bitter. Do you want to try them?
Sure.
Okay. Which one do you want to try first?
This one.
So my concern with the one that I brewed is it's not bitter enough. To style, that is. Now from a malt perspective, this malt did a really nice job making a Dortmunder. What do you think? What do you think of the first one?
I thought it was good. It's creamy mouthfeel. It's not real bitter, not like this one.
Okay, so that one is probably closer to a Helles.
Yeah, this is closer to a pilsner, I would say.
Well, remember it's supposed to be in between. It's not as bitey as a pilsner.
No, it's not. And the mouthfeel is actually, I like the mouthfeel better on the one you made.
On the homebrew one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just creamy texture. It's just tasty.
Tasty beer.
Beer,
well,
yeah.
Okay, so here's my dilemma. Do I fix this one? Do I fix the homebrew? There's a couple things I can do to make it more bitter. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see us do. If not, I guess I could brew it again, or I could just leave it. I know that our friends and neighbors would be a-okay drinking that beer.
I think that's fine the way it is. I like that beer.
We did take it last weekend to our homebrew picnic, and they thought it was one of the guys
Call it a cream lager.
Cream lager. So it is not, honestly, it's not bitter enough. Could have done something maybe with the water profile, and of course, I could have upped the hops. So let me know in the comments if you'd like us to try to fix it. If not, we're just going to leave it as is, and I guess people will drink it. Thanks a pint for watching.
Please like and subscribe. Even if you don't like it, subscribe anyway. Thanks.